a couple of weeks ago, Mark71 asked me to give my thoughts on the Nekromantik films, which I had not seen yet. I still haven't seen part two, but I just got finished watching part one. And I gotta say, this was a fucked up movie. Very disturbing, very messed up. And I'm gonna I'm gonna kind of break down the premise of it real quick, and then I'm gonna give you just my thoughts on the most fucked up scenes. So the story goes like this: we got a guy that works on a cleanup crew that like a forensics cleanup crew. After a murder happens, they'll go take the body and get take it to the morgue, that kind of stuff. And one of the guys on the crew, he's been stealing body parts like eyeballs, tongues, hearts, that kind of shit, taking it back to his apartment where his girlfriend's at, who's just as messed up as him, putting them in jars and being very messed up. And after a while, they get comfortable enough to steal an entire corpse, bring it back to the apartment, and they include it in a threesome that's shot very very psychedelic-y, lots of overlays and stuff. And next thing you know, our guy's getting fired from his job, and the girl's like, well, this body's basically rotted out, we need a new one soon, like what good are you? And she, because he can't get her corpses to fuck anymore, she bounces on him with the body. And now our guy's just left alone in his apartment, and he tries to go see a movie, he tries to get a hooker, and basically he finds out that he is obsessed with being a necrophiliac. He loves banging dead bodies. And it ends with him, I guess, not being able to satisfy his needs. He stabs himself to death until he ejaculates, and it shows it, not a real cock or anything like that, but it shows it, and it's gross. So that's the story of Nekromantik. Now let me get into some of the scenes that I thought were out of control. So right out of the gate, you have a car accident happen where a chick gets like cut right in half. It's awesome. It looks great. I think they do like the technique where they bury the lower half of her body, and then they just kind of dress it up, but it looks really good. Lots of good looking blood. The blood was a magnificent red in this film for sure. It is a German film. I'm not going to butcher the name of the director. He's also an actor in it, but he did an amazing job. Despite how fucked up this movie is, the practical effects alone are amazing. Such a good job on the practicals. Even the stuff that you see in the jars, like in the guy's apartment, like it looks good. Like whoever made the stuff took care, or took their time, and took lots of care and effort, and really tried to make the effects sell in this film. So the car accident is one thing. His collection of jars is a fucking completely other, because it shows him like putting the eyeballs in the jars and like the heart, and like I don't know what kind of liquid is supposed to be in a jar to preserve like arteries and or organs, but he like sticks his whole hand in the one at one point. I'm like, isn't that gonna burn your fucking isn't that gonna do something to you? But it's really gross. This movie's disgusting. I was eating, like I had made some tacos for dinner. I'm sitting there, I just smoked a blunt, I'm fucking eating this taco, and then I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, man, this is gross. Like everything in this movie is disgusting. Like people talk about certain movies, after you gotta watch them, you gotta like take a shower. This is one of those movies where after you watch it, you throw out the fucking TV and you run away from home, and you change your name and you fucking live in a cave, because it's messed up. It's messed up. There's a completely random scene where there's like a dude who's picking apples, and there's another dude in the other backyard getting pissed drunk and shooting fucking birds and stuff with a BB gun. And in the process of all this, he accidentally shoots the guy off the ladder who's picking apples, and he dies. And I think it's led to believe that that's the body that is abducted for the fucking the how do you do type of shit. At first I was like, what the fuck is this? This is a guy picking apples. Like, what the hell's going on? And it just feels like so strange. So strange. Like the scene where he goes to the movie theater and he's watching like a messed up horror film. And that horror film looks good too. I don't know if that was a film that was made for the movie or if it was an actual film, but I would watch that. It's like a sort of stalker-ish slasher film where there's a guy with like pantyhose over his face chasing this chick down. He's got a switchblade, the whole nine, really into that kind of stuff for sure. But yeah, like the ending of this film where he stabs himself with a knife and he's coming and all that, and it's like the blood's coming out of his dick, like all that. It's so gross and messed up to watch. My brother's like, what the fuck is this, man? He's like, he always says like, you know how to pick movies, man. Another thing I gotta point out, this movie's actually pretty short. It's about an hour and 13 minutes. So yeah, man, I was disgusted by this flick. I was heavily disgusted, but entertained through all hell. And yeah, the practical effects were just, they were crazy. This was probably my first German film, German like real gore type film that I've ever seen. So I'm looking forward to see Nekromantik Part 2. I will do a video on that after I've seen it, but my God, what a twisted, messed up thing. I can't believe it's not on the video nasties list. Unless it's on there under a different name, but this was nasty. This was a nasty film. So yeah, man, I appreciate everybody for watching. Mark71, thanks for the comment. Thanks for messing up my mind for an hour and 15 minutes. And check out the Facebook page, because I'm posting shit there all the time. Posting, just check out the Facebook page. You'll see what I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody that has. Shout out to everybody that's subscribing, leaving comments, all that stuff. I appreciate all you fuckers. And stay tuned for the next video. I don't know what it will be, but it will be. So, adios.